please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
MS Unnikrishnan, MD of Thermax, is with us now. Mr. Unnikrishnan, good morning. So, your thoughts on the numbers? Do you think a significant recovery is underway?
Not significant. Significant can be interpreted in any way, Anuj. There is a recovery visible. When I look at the entire sector, the order intake from the topmost to the average to the smaller MSME levels, there is a improvement in the last 1 quarter. Equally, the inquiries which are there on finalization stage across the board in majority of the capital goods sector, we are seeing a positive movement also. So one is the orders already concluded, and second is what is going to be concluded in the next maybe few quarters put together. There is a positive sentiment prevailing. So I need to admit that things are looking better, can be better in the future. That's a conclusion I'd like to make at this point of time.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Unnikrishnan. Actually, you know, this is 3 months in a row that we have seen capital goods giving us this double-digit uptick. I know IIP numbers are a bit suspect, but they are directionally usually correct. So, you know, can we say, okay, can you tell us which sectors are giving orders?
For a change, all the 3 sectors, that is a consumer-facing sector, the infrastructure sector, and also the durable sector, all 3 of them have started investing. And consumer sector in any case was investing for the past 3-4 years when things were down also, but the ticket size was smaller. But the infrastructure area, which I used to talk about, the oil refinery expansions related to Bharat 6 ordering is almost getting completed. Second stage is going to be starting. 2 new refineries are already in the market for ordering out. Fertilizer 3 projects are already on a takeoff stage. These are generally seen in that area, and cement, Lata, is really seeing some positive uptick. Steel is looking up. So there are orderings started in cement sector, both for the waste heat recovery based power plants, equally also for the greenfield inquiries are in the field. So across the board, barring the main power sector, the power sector is still under the lightweight level. I am not expecting a revival of any kind in the next maybe couple of years to happen also. But barring that, we can see movements happening. Then there are isolated sector which people, all of you are talking about pharma earlier. I mean, I'm seeing Indian companies looking at a lot more of impetus happening in the local spending of pharma, and the guys who are focusing on Indian market of pharma are also started investing in that. I can see in the automobile and related areas like virtually every tire manufacturer, carbon black manufacturer, all of them are also expanding capacities. So it's across the board, let me say. What we witnessed in say maybe 2003 is what I'm seeing at this point of time, a movement towards a positive. Will it sustain will depend a lot more on the global facts rather than the local, because we're too small an economy.
Oh, that's the brightest statement. Mr. Unnikrishnan, that's really the brightest statement. Feels like 2003. I mean, that was a start of such a dream run. Well, so go ahead, sir.
No, in fact, we haven't heard that kind of commentary for a very long time. Yes, go ahead, sir.
I was telling that if the global cues were to continue the same way, because we've virtually cleaned the European mess. I mean, the world has cleaned it up. And we can see even Germany getting into stability with the government coming back into order. Since we operate companies in European continent, we can see an uptick in the entire of Europe, which was a major problem in the past maybe 5 to 6 year period of time. Japan is growing despite the political instability over there. America, we can see a lot more of manufacturing being forced upon on the country.
Okay.
So barring the Chinese edifice, which is unknown to all of us, we are seeing positive sentiments prevailing in Southeast Asia. Even in the troubled Middle East, we can see the refinery expansions and projects getting announced. So overall, when I look at it, Lata, I possibly believe that if global cues can remain the same way it is and no negatives.
Can you give us, Mr. Unnikrishnan, can you give us some numbers to this? You know, last quarter your order inflows went up by almost about 20% odd. Currently, what's the backlog looking like? What kind of growth can we expect in order inflows?
I'm expecting overall at least maybe a 24-25% improvement in the order book at the closure of the year is what I'm looking forward to. Which should lead me to a better year next year, though I'll grow only marginally in the current year. but as a group we should grow fairly well, which we have not seen for the past 5 years in the next year. And if I look at the inquiries which are there across the board, if you were to be only a domestic player, purely a domestic player, then you cannot grow more than maybe a single digit. But if you are a global player, there are possibilities of you becoming aggressive and picking orders everywhere in the world, and look forward to a teen level of a percentage growth for the coming year. That's what I mean. I would say that for most of the larger Indian organizations,
so what's
in the spectrum should.
What is the absolute number now, or what's the order book currently? And a 24-25% growth would do what to the order book?
Last year we closed closer to a 4,000 crores carry forward. Current year, as I mentioned about, will certainly be at least a 25% more than that in order intake. Even if I were to keep some very large chunky orders which were one of kind, still there is a double-digit growth in the order intake, which is a positive sign. I'm not talking about our company alone. I'm talking about most of the sectors which are prevailing in the capital goods are looking positive at this point of time. But don't conclude anything right now. My request to you is that most of the time we take this kind of a statement, or maybe something which is very nascent in stage, to project or over project. It is a positive sentiment that started prevailing in the industry right now.
Okay, just one last word then. What's the capacity utilization like for your company? I mean, just as a dipstick.
Well, I started the year with a 60% capacity utilization. Currently, I'm running at around 70s, and I'm looking forward to filling a couple of my factories to the brim next year. Ooh. Some of them will still run at maybe a 65-70%.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
We are a little,
okay. Side, yeah. That really sounds good, sir. You expect your factories to brim next year. Thank you very much, Mr. Unnikrishnan, for putting things into perspective. Barring the power sector, most of the other sectors are giving in orders. Consumer sector, production-related sectors, infrastructure. Yeah. That's too good to hear. Damn good.
Okay. That's a bullish voice, of course. By the way, just want to point out Adani Enterprises. That stock is making highs of the morning. It's broken into the green and is seeing recovery. In fact, mid-cap market is not that bad today. It's only down 33% on the index. And advanced decline is quite okay over there. It's just the banks which is
Adani Enterprises.
Yeah, Adani Enterprises. And
in
fact,
the sure?
Stocks.
Mine is not showing.
No, it's the highs of the day. But the other stocks making highs of the day as well. There's Berger Paints, Balrampur Chini, DHFL, Capital First, Jet Airways. So a lot of stocks actually making highs of the day as well at this point in time. So let's see. Mid-cap market at least looks quite okay.
Okay, well, the frontliners don't. The Nifty and the Sensex are down about 0.4%. But we're going to pose all of these questions to our next guests. We have a very exciting half-hour lined up for you from 10 a.m. this morning. Ramdev Agarwal, as promised, the joint MD of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, will be with us. He'll join in to talk about all the market volatility. He will also help us in quizzing Keki Mistry of HDFC, who is our big guest of the morning as well.